I'm Rebecca Chen, 31. To my family, I'm the boring one, a compliance officer wasting her potential. My father calls it glorified paperwork. My mother tells people I could have been a real estate developer if I'd just taken the money Dad offered when I was 22. I didn't take it. Instead, in 2013, I bought a modest bungalow for $187,000 with my own savings. 12 years of paying it down, renovating it myself, watching the neighborhood grow up around me. Last year, a developer offered me $825,000. I said no, it's my home. My brother Jason is 28, never held a job past 8 months, still lives rent-free in our parents' 4,500 square foot house. They call him entrepreneurial. They call me risk-averse, because I have a 401k. The text came on a Wednesday, 2:47 p.m. Your brother's wife is pregnant. They're moving into your house tomorrow. Clear out what you want to keep. I called her immediately. The house I own? I said. My name is on the title. Alone. She laughed. That dismissive laugh she's perfected over 30 years. Technically, yes. But Jason and Brittany need space. You're just one person in a 3-bedroom house. It's selfish. Then why isn't he moving into your house? You have 4 empty rooms. We need our space, she said. Your father's office. My craft room. This is about priorities, Rebecca. You're 31 and single. Jason's starting a family. Family takes care of family. Then why isn't it equal? Don't be difficult. Jason's loading the truck now. Leave your key under the mat. She hung up. I sat in my office, the office where I review Fair Housing Act violations for the state, and felt something cold settle into place. Not panic, clarity. I pulled up the county records. Rebecca Lynn Chen, sole owner, no liens, no ambiguity. Then I opened the encrypted folder I keep for work. Cease and desist templates, trespass notices, the paperwork I use to protect strangers from exactly this. I'd never imagined using it on my own family. I filled one out anyway, printed it on agency letterhead, and called the sheriff's non-emergency line. This is Rebecca Chen. My family is attempting to move into my home without permission. I have documentation of sole ownership and need a civil standby. Rebecca from Oakmont Drive? I'll be there in 20 minutes. Don't engage till I arrive. I drove too fast. When I pulled up, the U-Haul was already in my driveway. My brother carried out my grandmother's dresser, the one I'd restored myself. My mother directed him like a foreman. Brittany sat in the car, scrolling her phone. A box went by labeled Rebecca's kitchen. My own kitchen. I called the sheriff again and waited in my car like he'd asked. He arrived at 4:23, walked straight to my mother. Ma'am, do you have permission to be on this property? Oh, Sheriff, this is a family matter. My son is moving in. Does your son own this property? Well, technically, it's my daughter's name on the title. But we're family. She's agreed. I stepped out of my car with my folder. No, Sheriff. I own this, solely. I've given no one permission to enter or remove my belongings. I want them removed. My mother's face went pale, then red. Rebecca, what are you doing? Protecting my property. The sheriff turned to Jason, frozen mid-step with a box of my books. Any documentation of ownership or a lease? Jason looked at our mother. She said, I need something in writing, the sheriff said. Then you're trespassing. Return everything and vacate, now. My mother tried once more. You're really doing this? Putting your own brother on the street? He's not on the street. He lives with you, in 4,500 square feet. That's not appropriate for a family. Then he should get his own place, like I did at 22. The sheriff gave them 10 minutes. My brother carried the dresser back inside without looking at me. Made 6 more trips in silence. My mother stood in the driveway, arms crossed, staring at me like I was a stranger. You've changed, she said. You used to be such a sweet girl. I used to be a doormat. There's a difference. The U-Haul pulled away at 4:45. My mother, last to leave, said, "Your father will hear about this. Don't expect help from us. Ever." "I haven't expected help from you in 12 years, Mom. That's why I bought my own house." That night, I changed the locks, put in cameras, and texted her the new policy. Anyone entering my property without written permission would be reported to police. She never responded. My father called at 9:30. "You called the police on your own family?" "I called the police on trespassers who happened to be family. Offer Jason one of your 4 extra bedrooms." "That's different. We're retired." "So am I, apparently, from being your daughter." He hung up. The next morning, I told my supervisor everything, half-braced for her to say I'd crossed a line using agency letterhead. Instead, "You're the sole owner, with clear title, and you used our standard template. That's exactly appropriate. In 9 years you've handled 2,000 housing complaints and protected people from exactly this. The fact that you're questioning yourself because it's family tells me everything about why they thought they could get away with it." Something in my chest loosened. Then my mother went on offense. A group text to the whole extended family. I'd thrown a pregnant woman onto the street and refused to help family in need. My phone lit up with accusations. I answered once, to everyone. "I own my home. My family tried to move in without permission. I enforced my rights. Happy to share the sheriff's report if anyone wants the truth." Silence. Then my cousin Michelle, the family attorney, called privately, heard the real timeline, and sent the whole family group chat the documentation herself. The deed, the photos, the sheriff's report. The narrative flipped overnight. Half the family apologized. My mother left the group chat. 3 weeks later, Jason and Brittany moved into their own rental. My father co-signed the lease. Nobody asked me for a dime. My mother's final text: "I hope you're happy. You've destroyed this family." I didn't answer her, but I brought it to my therapist, Dr. Morrison, who I'd started seeing 2 weeks after the standoff. "Do you feel you should apologize?" she asked. I thought about it, really thought. No, I feel like I should have set this boundary 12 years ago. Maybe 20. So I told her everything. Being the one who got good grades unasked while Jason got a blank check. Paying my own way through college while he blew through borrowed money he never repaid. My graduation, where my parents left early for his baseball game. He was a bench warmer. The state piano competition I placed 3rd in, alone, because my mother couldn't miss his physical therapy after he broke his arm. They never even knew I'd competed. "When did you first realize," Dr. Morrison asked, "that you were the supporting character in your family's story?" 12, I said. "And I've been operating on that framework ever since." "Do you know what you've actually built?" she said. "A home you bought yourself at 22. A VP title by 31, youngest in your agency's history. Thousands of people protected from housing discrimination. And when your family tried to take it, you protected it instead. That's not selfish, that's strength." I cried for the first time since it happened. "They're never going to be proud of me, are they?" "Probably not," she said gently. "Some families can't celebrate a child who succeeds outside the role they were assigned. You were assigned to helper. When you refused to help at your own expense, you broke the story they'd built around you." 6 months later, Brittany had the baby, a girl, Emma. My mother texted a photo. "Your niece, in case you care." I did care. I sent a gift card and a card. Nothing more. No offer to babysit, no offer of my house for gatherings. Just basic politeness. She complained to Michelle that I'd gone cold. Michelle texted me, "You're not cold, you're just not convenient anymore." She was right. I started having Sunday dinners with her and her wife, joined a community garden, dated someone who actually asked about my work and listened to the answer, hosted a small Thanksgiving with people who brought dishes and stories and laughed easily. My parents sent one Christmas card. Inside, my mother had written, "Family is forever. We hope you remember that." I put it in a drawer and didn't respond. Because here's what I learned. Family is the people who see you, who celebrate what you've built without resentment, who respect your boundaries without punishing you for having them. Mine never saw me. They saw a resource, a convenience, a character who existed to make their lives easier. I stopped playing that role. My house is still mine, every inch. I made the final mortgage payment last month. Rebecca Lynn Chen, sole owner. No liens, no ambiguity. Sometimes I think about that first text. It's the family home. She was wrong. It was never the family home. It was mine, the one I bought, the one I built, the one I protected, and the one where I finally learned the difference between being family and being used by one.